Do you recall the story of a man who fell asleep during a church service and died? Have you ever found yourself drifting off just for a brief moment during a sermon? Perhaps it was the lengthy sermon, or maybe it was the weight of a weary body after a long day. Well, in the inspiring passage of Acts, there is a young man who falls asleep during the service and ultimately dies. However, God had a hidden message in that tragedy. He used that moment to impart a profound lesson about His divine presence, His boundless mercy, and the vital importance of being spiritually prepared. It was a unique night for the believers who gathered to break bread in an upper room. Paul, who was about to leave the following day, was preaching deep into the night. The room was full of people. Oil lamps flickered. The air was thick with the heat from the lamps and possibly some boredom. And there, sitting in the window, was a young man named Eutychus. Let's be honest, he probably resembled a lot of us. Young, restless, or exhausted from a long day. Meanwhile, Paul was not giving a brief pep talk. He was actually preaching passionately for hours. The room was so crowded that they could barely see the upper room from where the sermon was held. Paul was leaving the following day, so he was speaking all night. During that time, the young man named Eutychus was most likely feeling like most of us, restless and possibly tired. And Paul? He was not going to deliver a 15-minute pep talk. He was going to go on for hours. Eutychus was drifting more and more. His head began to bob fast and slowly. And something snaps. His head hits the ground, falling from 3 stories down. The believers were startled and rushed outside to find him. They found him lying deceased on the ground. Yes, deceased. But then Paul came forward, kneeling beside him. He told Eutychus, "Do not be alarmed. His life is still in him. God miraculously raised him back to life." And they all went back inside, broke bread, and continued talking. Because when you're in the presence of God, life is not restricted to just the here and now. Death isn't the end. You can still be healed. Sometimes we look like Eutychus, we're physically present, but not fully present. We're showing up but loosely connected. We sit in a seat, not truly engaged and possibly exhausted from daily demands. And if we don't watch out, we might even fall. Falling doesn't mean out of a window. It could be falling into spiritual slumber. It could be falling into compromise.